Right, are you ready?
Oh, that was fucking funny, that.
Hi, I'm Loz,
And I'm Ali.
and welcome to Say It Like a Mum.
Our first ever episode.
This is exciting, Al. I'm really buzzing for this.
Like, nervous.
We've done it, Al. We're here, and we're filming our first ever podcast. So this episode is going to be all about taking it right back, Al. Like, do you remember? My mind's gone blank about...
Mum, like, when it first started mum life.
Yeah, literally.
Because mum life starts from being pregnant. It literally does. Yeah, anyway.
I think this would be good to talk about the very, very start. Go all the way back to our friendship.
Where did it all start? Because in the beginning, though, it was like I was like the sister you never had.
Yeah, massively.
Because, obviously, I was so close with your mum and your auntie, Shaz. Obviously, it was like big sister night out. I want Al out, and we just came together.
Do you know what? I think we've always been like that and always been really close. It was when obviously I got into a relationship with Stuart, and then Stuart obviously introduced his friend Kieran into the situation, and then you got with Kieran. We probably got a lot closer when the four of us became a thing, I think.
Yeah. It's so mad to think of because when we actually do a timescale.
But I met you when I was 18 and I'm 28 now.
And we have always just clicked.
So I think that's where it all started with our friendship. So that's a little bit of background on us.
We're trying to work it out ourselves as we go along.
Honestly, since I've had a baby, everything, I feel like all I can remember is yesterday.
I don't even remember that sometimes.
But it's like the minute Ruben was born, anything before that, I struggled to remember it, like genuinely.
I'm really bad for remembering stuff a long time ago. It's weird, like, I feel like parts of my life I've just completely blacked out from. Anyway, I think a lot of people do that. I was actually reading something the other day, a girl's post on TikTok, and she'd said, don't like it when people judge me for who I am now, thinking that they know me from 10 years ago. Yeah. I ain't the same person who I was even a year ago. Since I became a mum.
It literally is true. Your whole personality switch. When you're pregnant, you think you're going to bounce back to the person. And it's not only the drinking that you've got to stop. Like, don't get me wrong, we like a good cider. Yeah. But it's not only the drinking you've got to stop and everything else. Your whole life changes. Your mentality, as soon as you find out you're pregnant, you will never be... But you'll never be the same person that you was before. No. And I don't think that's spoken about enough.
I think people talk about that more before they are pregnant.
Well, for me, it was different. When I was pregnant, I thought after this 9 months and Ruben's here, I'm going to bounce back to what I was, body-wise and mentality. And it's not, and I'm still not the same person now, but I prefer the person I am now to the person I was beforehand.
Absolutely, I'm exactly the same. So my little boy is Luca. They're 4 weeks apart.
Yeah.
4 weeks apart,
which is madness.
Mad. We couldn't have. Well, we didn't. I can't even say we couldn't have planned it better because we didn't plan it.
There was absolutely no planning involved whatsoever.
No planning. But what happened was, it was your Popsy's funeral.
My granddad, I call him Pop.
And I'd come in, dead excited, going, Loz, you'll never guess the conversation me and Kieran have had on the way here. And it was all about like our 5-year plan.
Yeah, literally.
And saying that the following year we'd probably try for a baby. Little did we know that we were actually both pregnant.
Both pregnant. Me and Stuart had the same conversation. Probably I'd say the week before we probably had the conversation. A couple of hours before.
Yeah.
And we were like, next year we're going to try. This year we're going to spend focusing on holidays and saving for a house. And then next year we're going to have a baby and try for one.
At the funeral, we were sat on that booth and I'd told you our conversation and then you went, oh my God, we've literally had the same conversation a few days ago.
It's funny because we were both so excited to tell each other. I literally remember you running in, scooching me over on the booth seat, and then we literally had the conversation. But we were both so excited to tell each other that these conversations had happened. Yeah. But little did the boys know.
Actually pregnant anyway.
Challenge accepted. The baby's already on its way.
Before we've even got rocking, like.
Literally.
Oh my. How long was it after your Popsy's funeral though?
So the thing is, you was working and then you had to go into that temporary, like that hotel because the pub was getting done up.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And we were coming to see you. So I was adamant. I was like, Ali, we're going to come
and see you. Can we just go and have a drink and some tea?
But I wanted to tell you when we saw you at the house, but I couldn't get my words out because I was so, like, anxious about it.
Like, I still remember that whole night that we spent together. Like, you were, like, shifty. Like, but at the time I just didn't, I didn't even clock it.
Yeah, because it wasn't a thing.
It just wasn't a thing. And then we were all just sat there chatting away, having a laugh between us. But I didn't realise that you were being quiet.
But I remember sitting there going, right, I need to find the right time. And I said before, like, Stuart, you're going to have to announce this because I am way too open about this sort of stuff. And the conversation was just flowing. We'd been there about half an hour and he hadn't said anything. And I was like, Stuart, we're going to have to say something here now. So I remember sitting there going, right, this is my time. Everyone was mid-conversation and I literally just went, I'm pregnant.
Like, word vomit.
I literally just got it out. And then I looked at you and I was like, I'm pregnant.
I don't think we actually processed what you'd said.
And I remember Kieran looking at me going, what? You're pregnant?
I don't think we'd processed what had happened.
It was madness, honestly.
After I'd, like, processed it for probably about 2 seconds, which felt like 3 minutes, I think I jumped up, screamed and hugged you and
give me a massive hug and say congratulations to us both. And it was so nice. But
It
I
was
remember
lovely.
we were chatting about it, obviously, and I said the one thing for me, how I knew I was pregnant, 2 days after, probably ovulation and stuff, 2 days after I got sore boobs. Do you remember that? And I went, my boobs are killing me, like the pain. I've never felt pain like that.
And we've always spoke about periods and stuff, like, so openly.
I don't know if you remember this, but I went, my boobs are absolutely killing me. And you said, turn to Kieran and went, my boobs have been killing me now for about a week.
And it was almost like I was, like, wishful thinking, because I was like, we'd all just had these conversations amongst ourselves about our plans, this, that, the other. And we'd actually said, could you imagine if we were both pregnant with each other next year?
I know. Well, I told my mum though, because I was adamant. I kept saying to my mum when she knew I was pregnant, because I basically got a pregnancy test and was like, ran round to my mum and dad's house because I was like, straight away, there was no keeping that a secret. Told my mum, and I went, the one person, I wish Ali could get pregnant at the same time. Like, I would love to be on this journey together.
I was over many weeks after it was. Oh no, it wasn't weeks after.
It was the day after, Al.
It was the day after.
Yes.
You were busy.
Yeah, you couldn't come down, but you said you was bringing me a present.
Yes.
And I was like, then Stuart came downstairs. Yeah. And I was upstairs, and I was taking ages to come down.
You were taking ages, and all I wanted to do was literally shout at Stuart that I'm pregnant too. Yeah. Stuart went, no, you're not. No, you're not. Yeah, he did. Stop taking the piss. And I was like, no, I'm genuinely not taking the piss. And it all took a minute. And then we were like, oh my God. And then we ran round to your mum's again.
Yeah, we did. We literally knocked on my mum and dad's door.
We went, Ali's pregnant too. And your mum went, oh, fuck off.
Oh, literally. That is exactly what she said.
And then it was a congratulations.
Yeah,
but
massive congratulations. But
how?
It had, honestly, how we did that, so perfectly planned.
Well, not planned.
Well, perfectly unplanned.
Perfectly unplanned.
Perfectly unplanned pregnancies.
We were 2 weeks apart in pregnancy.
Yes, we was 2 weeks apart.
Well, I just remember all my hips going and I was in so much pain. Up until maybe our gender reveals.
Yeah. I can't really remember it.
Obviously, your gender reveal first.
Gender reveal was first. I had it at my mum's house. Yeah. And something I think we need to talk about in the future is gender disappointment. It's a touchy subject, really. I had it in my head that I wanted a little girl because of how I am with my dad. I wanted that relationship with a daughter and Stuart. And then when the canon came out and it was blue, I was literally like, oh my fucking God, like, we're having a boy. But now, obviously, I wouldn't change my little Ruru.
My gosh, no.
And I couldn't even imagine having a girl now, like, now I've got a boy. No. But then we zoom on to your gender reveal.
Yeah. And then we were adamant we were having opposites.
Yes. Yeah, because we thought we literally can't be having a baby 2 weeks apart from each other.
2 weeks apart and the same gender.
And the same gender.
We were wishful thinking that we were going to have the same gender. We'd have been happy with whatever. Oh, like, absolutely. Yeah. But then I think that it was all just like, I can't believe that my best friend's pregnant at the same time and we're literally so close, 2 weeks apart. How amazing would it be to have 2 boys?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
At first, you remember when the smoke started coming out of our flare?
Because I used a cannon and you used that little smoke. That smoke thing. And it was taking ages to come out and it looked like it was coming out pink.
But it was like this weird grey mist colour, wasn't it, to start off with? And then, oh my God, that moment, do that all again.
Do you know what, though?
That
When
moment.
I really, really think about it and I look back on the gender reveal video that I did, I actually could cry.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely start filling up.
Yeah. I look back at anything. I look back at having my nails painted now and I cry.
Literally. That was a beautiful set.
I just feel like your emotions are just completely different when you become a mum. But also, so you're softer, as in things get to you. But
I know what you're going to say here.
You're so much more of a hard nut. What am I trying to say here? Like,
so I get you. Basically, you're softer in the core because things make you emotional. Films make you emotional. You can't watch stuff.
You can't listen to stories that are awful stories, like nothing like that.
But how resilient you are as a person, and how hard and how much you have to get on with shit.
From anyone now.
But you have to get on with shit. You've got sleepless nights. You've got pure exhaustion. Like, I genuinely don't think that either of us was caught up on sleep since the minute that we had boys.
What were you going to call them then?
I was going to call them something else, but I thought that is not friendly.
Monkeys.
But there's a lot of things that I don't think are spoken about enough with being a mum.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't.
A lot of people, like, everything's all over social media nowadays. And it's like, I think a lot of people want to sugarcoat it and it's all this Instagram lifestyle and da-da-da. Well, it's not reality. It's not reality.
I mean, don't get me wrong, for some people...
It does happen.
It does happen, but a lot of people go to the gym when they're pregnant and they maintain the physique that they've got.
I couldn't walk.
No, I remember you doing the hours that you did.
And I think I ruined myself leading up to it to start off with, though. Like, I think a lot of it was the job I was in, the amount of hours I was working, and I was working 7 days a week.
End of the day, you took on a new pub and you wasn't expecting to be pregnant.
I know. And I remember up until 6 months pregnant that I was still doing everything I was pre-pregnancy. But I remember crawling up the stairs to my house and I was crying after a shift. I went for a shower and I cried. I don't think I even said hi to him. Went for a shower and got into my pyjamas and went in and I just cried and I was like, this is too much. I'm in pain and I've got a human growing and it's the most important thing in the world to me. And I was like, I need to take a step. I need to slow down.
The problem is nowadays is that you're expected to work like you're not a parent and you're expected to parent like you don't work.
Yeah.
And obviously I was in an office job that I'm still in now. But for me, I even struggled going to work on certain days because of when I got so heavy towards like that 7-month mark. You're heavy. Yeah. Like, heavy.
Heavy.
Like, literally.
We both carried heavy though, to be fair. We both did carry heavy. And you're more petite than what I am. And you had a big bump.
When I look back on pictures now, I'm like, whoa.
Where did that come from?
Because I didn't think I was that big when I was pregnant though.
And we showed early. I remember being on holiday and what must I have been? 22 weeks pregnant.
When you went to
Palmer, I was 22 weeks pregnant. It was then when I stopped and we literally just booked a holiday.
Yeah, you did, you and Kieran. Just
2 full weeks.
Yeah, but you swelled up like a balloon. That was half the problem.
But do you not remember that because I'd gone from 100 to 0, it was 38 degrees as well. So, 6 months pregnant and my body crashed. I ended up being in the doctors abroad, which petrified me. Well, I've never been to a doctor's abroad. And it petrified me.
Well, I remember you texting me. Oh, like, you literally sent me pictures of your feet, everything.
My whole body swelled up from my bottom half, all swelled up like a balloon. I had pins and needles, didn't I? Constantly, but in both legs. But my midwife was like, you need to go and make sure that you can fly home safely.
We were due to go on holiday to Santa Ponza 2 months later than you. Like,
I was like, Loz, don't go.
It was like August time, and I remember obviously it was 38 degrees where you was, and it was like 40 where we were meant to be going. Literally cancelled the holiday, got a full refund because I thought I can't physically go through the pain that you went through.
You mentioned it to me, and I was like, no, Loz, like, do not go.
The amount of pain that you was in as well. I remember speaking to you, like voice noting you and getting like pictures from you, and I was thinking, Ali, like this isn't normal, because I didn't ever struggle with swelling in pregnancy.
I know.
A lot of people, their ankles go bigger and the feet go bigger. I never had a problem in pregnancy. Apart from if I look back on pictures and I think, whoa.
I know.
My face swelled like a balloon.
Do you remember all my hips went?
Yes, they did. Yeah, they did.
Whereas you were a lot of bump.
Yeah, my hips are wider now, but I didn't swell. There was nothing. There was nothing that was swelling. I remember working away and I had to go, and I was doing that 8 months pregnant.
Yes.
Oh my God, that was absolutely. It was horrendous. I was literally walking like struggling to put one step in front of the other.
It's that waddle. What is that pregnancy waddle when you get to a certain point?
You start looking like a duck. So like your feet go outwards, and they don't even go outwards in the first place. They go back to normal as soon as you give birth. But they literally start walking outwards like that.
Weight that after once you've given birth that drops off you, and it feels funny.
But I did gain 2 stone in pregnancy.
I can't even remember how many stone I've gained.
I've lost a good amount of weight, me. I've managed to get back in my jeans that were pre-pregnancy. However, I can't have a meal in them.
But also, I don't think it's talked about enough how much your hormones change in pregnancy, and then how long it takes for them to settle after. That isn't spoken about enough.
It's not, and they say that it takes 2 to 6 years for your hormones to fully resettle. By the way, for anyone listening to this podcast, pregnancy isn't scary. It's actually a very beautiful thing. We're probably making it sound like it is horrendous.
It isn't scary. This is just mum rant. Pregnancy is amazing. Of course it has its scary moments, but people don't talk about the shit stuff enough. When people say that you forget and you would do it again.
Oh, I would 100%.
I would, and I would relive every single minute.
I think my problem is I don't want to get. I'm one and done. Like me and Stuart very much said, we're one and done. I don't want to redo that. I don't want another baby. I would like to redo that pregnancy and enjoy it more. Because I think when you're in the moment and you think there's 9 months that I've got to go through this, like the socialising changes, like you're still around people that are drinking alcohol, you go into pubs and you're still being like that. But if I could go back and appreciate them,
relive it and appreciate it and soak it up even more.
Do you know what I remember, Al, right? And Stuart got past the point with this. So you know you've got the Flow apps?
Yeah.
Right? Have you got Flow?
Oh no, I've got Flow. I still use Flow now.
So I used to track my pregnancy on there, and it tells you a different fruit that your baby is every week. So I was that bored because I couldn't do anything else. Like in my head I was like, I'm pregnant, I can't do anything else. I was obsessed over these fruits. I'd make Stuart... Me and Stuart would go and do our weekly shop in Asda. I get a fucking fruit, and I put it next to my bump, right? And we have got pictures.
I never seen it.
Stuart went, I can't fucking do this anymore.
Oh my God, like there is so much mum topics to touch on. Just shit people do not talk about.
Well, there is, and we're going to cover these all in this series. But I think for now, this is a really good introduction because it's let people know a little bit about who we are. We've chatted and reminisced about things that we haven't spoke about.
And you've told me something that I genuinely did not know about. How did I not know about that fruit thing?
Like a bit of a psychopath.
Right.
We've not touched on the fact we were only with our Stuart and Kieran for a year.
We're both only with our partners.
For a year.
We
found out we were pregnant. And how quickly we did shit. We did it all. Ticked it off in a year.
Cliche when you say this. But when you know, you know.
Oh, 100%.
When you know, you know.
When you know, you know. And everything falls into place. Next week, we'll talk about the symptoms we had when we were pregnant. First 12 weeks were hell for me.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Come back next week to Say It Like a Mum podcast to hear all about that.